Welcome to your first lesson on how to learn the Sumerian language. Don't quote me on this, but I believe it's actually pronounced Shumerian with an H and not Sumerian. Kind of like the people from Sumer. But I think here in America everybody calls them Sumerians, so I'll stick to that. That's fine with me. Anyways, before we get started, I'd like to start off with a brief 30-second history about the Sumerians in case you don't know who they are and this is your first time hearing about them. So the Sumerians were one of the earliest societies to emerge in the world. They thrived over 5,000 years ago between a place between the Tigris rivers and the Euphrates rivers called Sumer, now modern day Iraq. Sumer meant literally the land of the civilized lords or the land of the gods. They were one of the first people who created the writing system, and they had knowledge of geometry, architecture, astronomy, and agriculture. I mean, these people have stone art depicted of our solar system. And I'm not talking about our sun and our planet. I'm talking about all 9 planets or all 8 planets and even the colors of the planets. And this was way before Christopher Columbus. These people did this without telescopes. Anyway, so I thought that was pretty interesting. And all this knowledge pretty much led them to survive for over 500 years before they mysteriously vanished. Nobody knows what happened to them. But thankfully, they left all their beautiful artwork, their temples, and thousands of tablets with history's history. Alright, now that we know a little bit about the Sumerians, the first thing we need to know is their vowels and their consonants. Just like our language, they had vowels and consonants. And once we learn them, it'd be a lot easier to pronounce their words. So the first set of vowels we're going to talk about is A. The A sounds a lot like the word father, the A in father. So it has an ah type of sound. Next, we also have the letter U, which is pronounced kind of like the word bull or pool. So it has an oo type of sound. Next, we have the E, which sounds like beg or peg. So it has an E type of sound. And then we have I, which is in the word hip, dip, or anything of the sort. So it has an it type of sound. Now, apart from the vowels, we have also special consonants. We have one here we have our first symbol here, which is a G, which is what I would call a grave symbol, I believe it's called, or a grave note. I'm not sure. And it's pronounced like an NG sound, like the word rang, the last 2 letters in rang, so it has an ng type of sound. I know that one's a little difficult. Next we have H, which is pronounced like buck, or the word lock, like Scottish lock. So it's a CH. And lastly, we have an S with a, I really don't know what type of symbol to call this, but it's a downward arrow type of answer. And it's pronounced like a dash, like an SH in dash. So that's a sh type sound. So to quickly recap, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 major or 4 vowels. We have A, U, E, and I, which A sounds like ah, U sounds an oo, E sounds an e, that's what it sounds like, and I sounds like ip, like it. The consonants, the G with a grave note sounds like rang, type of sound. We have H, which is pronounced like CH in book, a book, or lock. And we also have S, which sounds like dash, an SH in dash. So those are our vowels and our consonants, and Now that we know our vowels and consonants, we can start reading and comprehending their compound words. Okay, now the Sumerian language is an extremely hard language to learn. It's extremely more harder than the English language or any other language we have today. Their language and their writing system consists of over 1,000 Sumerian logogram words and over 2,000 compound words. A logogram is a reading of a cuneiform sign which represents a word in the spoken language. Now, the earliest and most important words in Sumeria had their own cuneiform signs, and these are pretty much the main one I'm going to focus on in this series I'm trying to put together. So, just to get us familiar with the Sumerian language and the Sumerian culture altogether. Alright, now that we know our vowels, our consonants, we can begin to speak our first 8 words. I want you to study these 8 words, and when you learn them and you know them by heart, come back to the next video. So we'll take little steps. These are some very straightforward, everyday type words that anybody would use even today. So the first one we have is sag. Sag means head. So, and it's also represented by these cuneiforms or logogram. So we got sag again, which means head. The next one coming up is called jin. Jin stands for, jin stands to walk. So it means to walk, and it does not stand for the liquor gin, you bunch of drunk alcoholics. So it means to walk, jin. The next one we have is called shoe, kind of like our words tying our shoes, in a type of way. It stands for hand. So shoe stands for hand. We also got shay, which stands for barley. It means barley. I'm sure I'm sure they were growing a lot of barley in their days, so that was a very common word. Then you got ninda, which stands for bread. Very common word. We use it to this day. So ninda is bread. We got ah, which stands for water. So ah is water. Then we got oud, which stands for day. Oud stands for day. Kind of like, are you having an oud day? Or a good oud, more like it. Sorry. The next one is a mushen. So, and it stands for bird. Mushen. Say it with me. Mushen. Sounds pretty sweet, huh? Anyways, so these are your first 8 words. We got sag, we got jin, we got shu, we got say, we got ninda. Sorry about that. I kind of got lost in my charts. We got ah, and we got oud, and we got mushen. So learn these words, memorize them, and come back here. And this is a series, like again I said, these are a series I'm starting. So if you have any questions, you can always email me, subscribe, or comment below, and I will answer as quickly as possible. I hope you enjoyed your first lesson of how to learn the 8 words in Sumerian language, or in all learning Sumerian. So please come back if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.